Hello, this is Hadija with the Parenting Mindset Shift, the place where parents find clarity, peace and joy to their parenting journey. And today in this video I want to talk about the way we talk at home can be different from where people talk to our children directly. So here the goal is, it's an elaboration of the video that we did last week about shaming. And when some concept of the use of shame to either motivate or discipline our children, and when we are using a different language because we at home decided not to shame our kids, and we are using more the behavior, talking about the behavior that happened that was not acceptable, instead of talking in the identity of the person. So now what happens if they go outside the house and people are actually talking like that? Because yes, while we are intentional on the way we speak to our children, we are also not naive on the fact that outside people don't necessarily use the same rule that we do. So one example that I wanted to talk to you about today is when my kids went to France. I took the time to explain to them that first there is the language, that it's going to be a different language for sure, but the way that people talk in France can be different from the way people are talking here. And so I gave them different examples so they can be prepared and equipped. So the goal here, I feel like my job was to just equip them with the different expectation. And by doing that here, we can prepare our children to not take things personally when someone else is talking to them, and addressing the identity instead of the behavior. So that's the way, depending on the age, you can directly say. In France, you may heard words like people talking directly to you and say things that are you stupid, or that in French that would be "mais t'es bête," for instance, and know that it's not about you not being smart. It's just an expression that is so common and commonly used that at this point you don't even take it personally. So it may affect you at the moment because you're not used to hear people saying things like that directly, for instance. And here I'm taking the example of France, but of course that's just one of the examples that I mentioned. But we want to equip our children with different people at school or in sports if they talk with different style of coaches. And children, when we have this kind of communication, that's where we are creating and giving them the skills to be adaptable and to be in a situation where, okay, now this is the context and this is usually this coach is speaking like that. This is a language that he used, but it's not personal to me. It doesn't need to demotivate me or anything. It's just I need to know who I am, and I need to learn to understand why people are saying the things they say. And so that's really what I wanted to address today, because sometimes we feel like we are talking in a way at home, and people from the outside may think that we are putting our children in a bubble without exposing them to the reality of what's happening. Well, what's happening actually is we are preparing them, but we're also giving them a space to be safe and feeling the love and the compassion that is needed. So it's the combination of just equipping them and giving them the capacity to adapt to anywhere they're going. So for us, that was to go to Comoros or to go to France, or going different places, play dates. You would just need to communicate with our children in explaining that other people are speaking in a different way, and how do you do when someone is saying the things that can hurt you, and just not to take it personally. So today the Chouette Connection tool is to try to see if you already address things like that with your children, if you already communicate with them about what's the expectation outside the house. And instead of trying to toughen up our kids at home, we just want to educate them about what's happening outside instead of just giving them the reality of the scenario. So just talk with your children and see what are the things that you want to talk about that can be different from what's happening at the house and what can happen in outside. And just share in the comment with us what are the different things that you guys share that you thought was very different from what's happening in the house. And I think those are the conversations that I feel give the skills to be to develop those quality and intelligence in different situations, the adaptability that we want our children to have. So share in the comment below the different things that you share with your kids. Comment anything else that you wanted to hear about, that you want me to talk about, and I will be happy to answer back to you. And like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.